Hello once again, my friends. Today we're recording on a new computer because I'm experimenting with stuff. Ooh, experimental Moonhorse things. Anyway, this is Bookbeard the Betrayer, a tragic tale of treachery. Oof, I'm gonna have to read this in my fancy voice. Greetings, Moonhorse.
How's it going, baby?
And my fellow Moonherd members. Today, after much inner debate, I have come before you with a tragic tale of betrayal and neckbeardery. This is the tale of Bookbeard the Betrayer. Allow me to introduce ourselves. We have our cast, myself, JD, John Denver, a close friend of mine. Looks just like John Denver if he's wearing a cowboy hat. No kidding. Red, another friend of mine, had really red hair at the time, and for a brief time the target of Bookbeard's attentions. I didn't say much in this story, but was involved in an aspect of the story. And there's Bookbeard himself, the star of our story. Wasn't visibly a full-blown neckbeard, no trenchcoat, anime shirts, or fedora, but he definitely had the Fed aura that one can see if you know what to look for, and constantly smelled of the nastiest kind of cat piss. Added the Betrayer to his name in the title, since we used to be friends in high school. This one sounds spicy. And our tale begins several years ago. The exact year escapes me at this point, but it was at least 5 or 6 years ago at most. But that is the only detail that eludes me. For some background information, the day before the betrayal was made, I had been, as the law would describe, young and stupid. And due to that, I had to make visits to maintain my new leaf. At the same time, I had worked at a scout camp in the middle of ass crack of nature, which didn't suck because I was teaching the scouts how to shoot rifles and shotguns, things like that. But due to that job, I had to postpone my final meeting until after I came back. The only time available was about midday, but thankfully, the bosses at the bookstore that had hired me were kind and understanding enough to let me go. Even before I had left, Bookbeard had been making his presence known one way or the other. Since we worked at a college bookstore, we weren't helping students gather books they'd need for class, then we were putting together people's online orders. I was a determined one, and I didn't turn in the online orders until they were 100% done and 100% accurate. However, that is not how Bookbeard went about it. He would gather what he could find, often getting the wrong thing for specific classes, and turning in orders that were incomplete, forcing someone else to finish or correct the orders he had worked on. So the day I had to leave early arrives. I left to my final meeting. I proved I was, and continued, to be the goodest of good boys. I just realized I kind of made myself sound like a dog there, but screw it, it's already been said. I rewarded myself for my good behavior and celebrated my bright future with the family, but my smile was fated to perish that evening. I hopped onto my laptop that night, hoping to catch up on whatever insanity had happened in the internet for laughs, when I got a ping on Facebook. One of my many co-worker friends messaged me, and he did not bring good news. Hey, I got something you're gonna want to hear. What's up? You know Bookbeard? Yeah, why? He was trying to get you fired today. My mood was instantly shifted from happy to furious. What? What do you mean? Yeah, you're going to want to talk to JD. He's got more details. With that, I instantly messaged him, now beyond pissed off. What happened? Bookbeard, right? No, the Queen of England. Of course I mean Bookbeard. Well, he's up to his usual crap. When Red told me that he'd been staring at her chest, not unusual for her since she was, well, rather gifted, but Bookbeard doing it made her super uncomfortable. Alright, she reported to the manager? No, there's more. Oh god, what else happened? Well, he came into the back room, where the orders are gathered when they're done. With an order he only had one item for. He looks at us and said, "Here's another one for a ramen addict, he fucked it up." We knew he was lying, but shook our heads anyway. Hearing this, I'm no longer happy. To say I was livid is putting it extremely lightly. After a minute to calm myself down enough for a coherent sentence, I responded, "I'll deal with him tomorrow after work. I'll be in the back room if you need me, man." The next day begins. I arrived to my shift at the bookstore and began doing my usual tasks. It wasn't long before Bookbeard arrived. He attempted to talk to me as if nothing happened, which only angered me more. After a good half an hour of me ignoring him, he finally started to pry for information. Why are you ignoring me? I'm not in the mood to talk right now. We'll talk after our shifts. But what did I do? We'll talk later. I don't know what I did to deserve you treating me like this. You know damn well what you did. What? What did I do? I said we'll talk after the shift. I don't want to get upset in front of customers. At this point, Bookbeard started to piece together somewhat what was wrong. It's fine. No one's perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. You just have to focus more. That's right. He tried to imply that I was the one who messed up, pretty much blaming me to my own face. Oh no, I'm pissed. I know you fucked up those orders yesterday. I don't even turn mine in until they're completely finished and ready. But you turn them in wrong and incomplete all the damn time. I don't want to get into this further. If you want to talk about this, we'll talk after work. Bookbeard didn't respond to that. After a while, I was able to present the customer service smile and tone, so I was able to help customers without them knowing I was wringing Bookbeard's neck in my mind. Eventually, I hear Bookbeard talking to a customer. I glance over to make sure he's still on task, and I thought he was, since he was standing in the English section of his aisle, handing the customer a textbook. When I finally heard what he's saying, he wasn't even talking about the English books, just some half-baked conspiracy theory about how the biology book producers are not even doing something or whatever. I don't really care since he's wrong. So I walk by and smile at them, giving him a friendly reminder that anyone and everyone that has heard this story said it was nice and professional. Keep it short and sweet, Bookbeard. Help her find what she needs, then help the next one, so they're not late for classes. Just shut up. This was in front of the customer, mind you, so I'm pissed again. No, you need to shut up and do your job. I am doing my job. Clearly, you're not. At this point, I started walking away when I heard him say, "This little Jim." I'm sorry, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I turned around and raised my voice just enough for him to know that I heard him. I have a better idea of what I'm doing than you ever do. With that, I decided to go to the manager about him. When Red pulled me aside, being the shy type she was, she mentioned that he had been staring at her chest yet again, and this time he was cornering her whenever he talked to her. Classy. I was already on the warpath with him, but when Red told me, I knew exactly what to lead with when it came to reporting him to the manager. Our female manager, mind you. So I went into her office and started with his treatment of Red, and then what he had tried to do with me. By the time this happened, it was clear that he was trying to get me fired with his using me as a scapegoat. She storms out of the office, grabs him by the collar, and dragged him back into what became known as the Dragon's Lair after that day, due to our manager's temper. We hadn't seen or heard or smelled him for almost 30 minutes, when Red pointed out the window at the parking lot. We saw him walking to his car in a huff, and it didn't take much to figure out what happened to him. And if we needed evidence, Bookbeard's mom texted me asking what happened that caused him to lose his job. To which I filled her in after work. Thankfully, I haven't heard from him since. I hope you all enjoyed listening to my tale, and I hope none of you have to experience the same. And honestly, kinda hurt, because I genuinely thought Bookbeard and I were friends, but now, even though I no longer work there, some of the staff that still do tell his cautionary tale. I hope you guys got a kick out of that, and may you all continue to live amazing lives. Ooh. Whew. He sounds like a real fucking piece of work, don't he, kids? Don't you just love that guy, the shit talking behind your back little fucking asshole? Yeah, I've known a few like that. Some of the Neckbeard guys I used to know did the same fucking thing. Bunch of pricks. That was, I noticed, kind of a thing in Neckbeard circles. I don't know if that's a thing in all Neckbeard circles, but I definitely noticed there's a lot of infighting. I think the main reason they'll never coalesce into some kind of army is because, much like the Sith, they're too busy stabbing each other in the back. So, it does seem to be a thing with a lot of the Neckbeards that I knew, that as soon as one of them thought they had a chance with a female, they would all start stabbing each other in the back and stepping on each other's throats, trying to gain her attention, because that's pretty much all that mattered. It's funny to think that these guys who, for some reason, are under the impression that they could rise up as gamers and change the world, could be completely undone by one attractive woman. That's all it takes. Fuck, guys, we don't even need an army. That's it. That's also really fucking funny if you think about it. Classy Neckbeards. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this story. Thank you all for watching. If you'd like to keep the lights on in this place so we can keep doing things like this, you can do that by donating to my Patreon or by going to the merch shop and buying something there. Or you can do both if you're like super awesome, I'm just saying. Every Saturday there is a live stream if you'd like to come hang out and talk to me and some other people that I know, just, for the fuck of it. And sometimes we play games, most of the time we just kind of goof off. And if you have your own story that you'd like to send me, you can do that by going to r/Moonhorse Stories and sending it there. I check it every day. I'll definitely have a look. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next episode. Okay, goodbye now.